Do not trust anyone, even your parents. This young girl is Molly. Now, Molly grew up in an extremely strict home. From a young age, Molly was never allowed technology. She didn't even go to school. She was homeschooled to the point where she had never even seen the outside world. She wasn't even allowed outside of her house. But this is how she was brought up. She didn't think anything different of it. She had a few friends that she did online lessons with. Now, when Molly got to about 12 years old, stuff started to get a bit strange. The young girl then realised that a lot of people were playing outside. She used to say to her mum, "They're playing out on the street. How come they're allowed out there?" Her mum said, "Yes, but we're different. We don't want to be like that." But Molly said, "I do. I want to be out there with these sort of people, playing with them and making friends." His mum quickly snapped back and said no. She carried on just like normal, but now had this inkling in her mind, which was, what is going on? Because something isn't right with this family here. So Molly's mum's phone was actually next to the computer this day after they finished with the online school. The SIM card was taken out of the phone for whatever reason, but Molly slipped it back in and went on her mum's phone while she was out of the room. She had a quick swipe through the phone and found things like Instagram, and didn't know what social media was, so had a look on it and accidentally posted a photo of herself. She carried on swiping through until she heard footsteps of her mum coming closer to her. She worked as quickly as she could to try and take the SIM card out again and put the phone back in the exact position that it was in. Her mum came in and said, "Molly, what are you doing?" Said, "Nothing, just finishing up some, homework and that." Molly went to bed that night just like every other night, but woke up at about 4 a.m. And this is where things change. She woke up bright and early to her mum grabbing her and shaking her to say, "Wake up, Molly, wake up, we need to go." She thought, what's going on? Why do we need to go anywhere? Like, it's just a normal day. Her mum picked her up and ran as fast as she could down the stairs and into the car, chucking Molly in the passenger seat. Molly was extremely confused. She'd never even been out the front of the house before, let alone in a flipping car. So they started driving. Of course, Molly was extremely confused, wondering what was happening, pressing the buttons in the car, seeing what did what. The mum was absolutely frantic, driving as quickly as she possibly could, making sure that the radio wasn't going on. Molly then eventually managed to turn up the radio volume. Her mum quickly turned it down again. She turned it up. She turned it down again, and she turned it up. She kept her hand on it as it was up, and it was the radio reading the news. 12-year-old girl Maisie Daniels, who was kidnapped 10 years ago, is on the run in a red Suzuki. Molly was confused. She thought, oh, who's that? And then realised they were in a red Suzuki. All the cars that were speeding by were now looking in the window of this car and looking at the number plate to see if it matched the description of what the police report said, and sure enough, it did. Molly, or Maisie, was now extremely frantic, wondering what the hell is going on, until they did get pulled over in a lay-by by police, and her mum, this woman, was arrested. Turns out this woman kidnapped this young girl 10 years ago, and of course wasn't even her actual mum. Maisie, the young girl, was then placed in foster care because her actual parents didn't want to see her.